Hey, how's it going, everyone? Now, as many of you know, Kendrick Lamar released a new album within the past couple of days. Actually, he leaked it, should I say, a new album, and it's called Damn. And the particular track that I'm about to talk about right now, I already covered it in a previous video today, but the track title is called Yah, and in it he talks about the fact that he is an Israelite and that he doesn't want to be called black no more, right? And so many people on social media are just basically, everyone's excited about it, and I'm excited about it too, because it shows that this knowledge of who we are as a people is definitely spreading abroad, and everybody is starting to find out this knowledge. We are all waking up as a people to who we are and our lost identity and whatnot. You know, many of us grew up in a lifestyle in which we didn't have any real sense of knowing where we came from. We just knew we came from Africa, and like I said in the last video, it's like there's just miscellaneous countries. You know, African American is like, you're African, which is nothing but miscellaneous countries over here, and then America, which is another country. You know, it's like just putting a stamp of miscellaneous on the foreheads of black people, and that's kind of low in my opinion. And so when you find out who you are as a descendant of our forefather Israel, it does excite you. And so, like I said, to see celebrities and other people waking up to this knowledge, and many people are finding out the truth about who we are, it's really exciting to me. And so now, with Kendrick Lamar's song Yah on his new album, I'm going to do a lyrical breakdown of what his lyrics mean in this song. Some of the lyrics are kind of self-explanatory, but some of them you kind of got to get into the deeper meaning of what he's talking about. So that's what I'm going to be doing. Verse 1. I got so many theories and suspicions. I am diagnosed with real nigga conditions. Today is the day I follow my intuition. That makes sense to me. Now, the next line. Keep the family close. Get money. F word. B words. Now let me click on that real quick so I can give the lyrical breakdown of what that means. Basically, it says Kendrick may be throwing a satirical subliminal diss at Drake. Keep the Family Close is a song off Drake's widely known album Views. The phrase is a mantra advocating only a few close-knit friendships opposed to many loosely held relationships. As Kendrick previewed on the album's single Humble, he has little respect for those with a FB words get money attitude, an attitude that Drake consistently conveys. Let's go to the next one. My mama told me that I'ma work myself to death. The lyrical breakdown to that line is, Kendrick's mother thinks he's working so hard he might figuratively work himself to the point of death. Now, the next line after that is, my girl told me, don't let these hoes get in my head. Now, basically, Kendrick Lamar, he has a childhood sweetheart. She's biracial, or how do I say it? She's not really biracial. She has a black father and a mixed mom, I believe. So, but basically Kendrick Lamar knew this young lady since they were children, and she's his fiance now. And so basically she said, don't let the hoes get in his head. My world been ecstatic. I checked the signal that read. Now, it's not giving a lyrical breakdown for that one, but I can imagine it's probably talking about the fact that him being a celebrity, his world has been there's a lot of stuff going on in Kendrick Lamar's world and whatnot. And so when he looks at the media and he sees what people are talking about and he sees everything that's going on in the world, it probably sends a lot of signals to him personally. I don't know, that's my personal take on what that lyric probably meant. But I'm gonna scroll down and go to verse 2 now. Verse 2 says, interviews want to know my thoughts and opinions. Fox News want to use my name for percentage. My latest muse is my niece. She's worth living. See me on the TV and scream, that's Uncle Kendrick. Yeah, that's the business. Somebody go tell Geraldo this nigga got some ambition. Basically, that line is talking about the fact that continuing his musings on the excerpt played in Blood, Kendrick emphasizes his frustration with Fox News and directly calls out Geraldo Rivera, the reporter that chastised Kendrick's alright message. He feels that Fox will only manipulate the use of his name for money and television ratings by misconstruing his lyrics and actions as evil. Circulating news of these bars compelled Rivera to respond on Facebook. Kendrick goes on to portray a message of his young niece watching him on TV, presumably Fox News. This image goes to show that Kendrick is more than his fame. He's a human being with family members that admire and look up to him. The media makes it harder for him when they attempt to dehumanize him and depict him as a villain. Basically the same thing that he talked about in his song Mortal Man a few years ago, in which he's talking about how they'll try to frame him, or because of the fact that he's speaking a certain message now, they'll try to throw his name in the dirt and, you know, crack cocaine in his car if the government want him dead or something like that. But anyway, to continue on, Kendrick isn't the first rapper to have issues with the Fox News station. Jay-Z, Cameron, Ludacris, Lupe Fiasco, and many others have publicly expressed major concerns with their scandal-plagued host, Bill O'Reilly, in which I talked about him a few times on my channel as well, but that's a whole nother topic for another time. This is where it starts to get juicy right here. The next line says, I'm not a politician, I'm not about a religion. A large part of Kendrick's identity as an artist has been tied to the socially conscious, politically charged subject matter in his lyrics. On To Pimp a Butterfly, Kendrick touched on police brutality in Alright, and expounded his opinion on black crime in The Blacker the Berry. Despite this, Kendrick adamantly divorces himself from the notion that he is political on the basis that labeling him in his music as such may misconstrue the messages that he is trying to convey. Throughout his album, Kendrick expresses disenchantment with the politicizing of his music, especially with the way his BET performance of Alright was misinterpreted and criticized by Fox News. Quote, how can you take a song that's about hope and turn it into hatred? The overall message is we're gonna be alright. It's not the message of I want to kill people. Exactly, you know, Fox News and just white people in general, they like to take anything that black people say and then turn it around into some type of, they turn it into some big, I don't want to say that, they turn it into a big crap storm. No, they literally allow the crap to hit the fan, and they trip out as if you declare some type of overthrowing of the government or some crazy, simply because of the fact that you said, hey look, I'm sick of being brutalized by these crazy police officers. You know, it's not a hate speech thing, it's a can I have decent human being related rights, you know? And so yeah, I get this line, you know, Fox News and just white people in general here in America especially, they love to misconstrue the statements given by black people. But anyway, to continue on, though Kendrick's discography is full of religious themes and undertones, he explored his faith in God on Wow, Good Kid, MAAD City opened with a sinner's prayer. He is dismissive of religion as an institution. To him, God is the only thing that matters. Quote, believe in God. It's only one God. F all that religion, bleep. Believe in one God, do right, try your best to do right. We ain't perfect, just do that and everything will be straight. Rather than advocating, unquote, rather than advocating for certain political policy on preaching religion, Lamar is much more intent on promoting things such as peace, love, and hope. On the next line, Kendrick Lamar says, I'm an Israelite. Don't call me black no more. That word is only a color. It ain't facts no more. Now, the breakdown of those lyrics, in which is very common sense, but here's what the breakdown says. According to the Bible, the Israelites are God's chosen people. The book of Deuteronomy explains God's choice. But it was because Yah loved you and kept the oath he swore to your ancestors that he brought you out with a mighty hand and redeemed you from the land of slavery, from the power of Pharaoh, the king of Egypt. Kendrick is likely identifying with the Hebrew Israelites, people of color, including Africans, Latinos, and Native Americans who believe that they are descendants of Jacob and the lost tribes of Israel. Anyone who watches my channel, they know that I don't agree with the Latinos, the 12 tribes chart bull crap. That's a bunch of crap. Those Latinos are definitely not the so-called children of Israel. They were here before slavery even began. They were here for thousands of years. How the heck are they Israelites and they've been here this whole time? The documentary Whited Out for Lost and Found, the 12 Tribes of Israel, that basically delves very deeply into it. I suggest y'all watch it. It's just very enlightening on this subject. But it is definitely proven that the 12 Tribes chart is a bunch of crap. I just thought I would throw that little side comment in there. But basically, back to the subject at hand. That's what the breakdown says here, that Kendrick is most likely identifying with the Hebrew Israelites. So, the next line is, my cousin Carl Duckworth. He said, know my worth. In Deuteronomy say that we all been cursed. Now, the lyrical breakdown of that is, well, first of all, Carl, the breakdown basically says that Carl's voicemail can be heard on Fear, which is another one of Kendrick Lamar's tracks. But in the book of Deuteronomy, Moses proclaims the curses for breaking Yah's laws. And Yah will send curses on you. Will send on you curses, confusion, and frustration in all that you undertake to do, until you are destroyed and perished quickly on account of the evil of your deeds, because you have forsaken me. Yah will make the pestilence stick to you until he have consumed you off the land that you are entering to take possession of it. And Yah will strike you with wasting disease and with fever and inflammation and a fiery heart. Sound like what we go through when we eat this junk food, when we have heart conditions and whatnot because of the junk food that we eat. Kind of tripped out there. And with drought, and with blight, and with mildew, they shall pursue you until you perish. Hebrew Israelites frequently refer to Deuteronomy 28 as proof that they are indeed the Israelites from the Bible. And the chorus basically says, buzzing, radar says buzzing, ya ya ya, ya 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 ya. Buzzing, radar says buzzing, and it just basically repeats. I'm not quite sure what he means by that, but my speculation is that that chorus means when the radars are so-called buzzing, maybe the industry is tripping out because of the fact that he's saying certain things that, well, they don't want him to say. Kind of like Lauryn Hill and other celebrities who came out of the so-called beast system, trying to make it in the beast system with fame and fortune and whatnot, and eventually they felt conflicted with the position that they were in and whatnot. And so that's what my take on that line is when he says the radars are buzzing, is that he knows that the powers that be are probably looking down his throat right now, and quite possibly something can pop off between him and the powers that be any minute. They could try to frame him for something. No telling, basically. Yeah, this is a very interesting song. It's a lot of messages in there that many people aren't quite aware of. They just hear the lyrics. They don't know what the lyrics mean. But the song is really tripped out. I heard it, and like I said, I'm really glad to hear that our people are waking up all around America. We're starting to find out who we are and everything. But it goes to show you that it's something very sinister going on in the music industry. And a lot of these musicians, especially black musicians, they don't know that when they sign up for this mess, that they are signing their own death certificate by trying to sign up with them. And they don't know that the evils of the devil, Lucifer, is all around them. In the words of Kendrick Lamar, when they sign up for this stuff, all they see at first glance is the money, the women, the success, the beautiful mansion, the cars, the parties and clubbing and the expensive clothes and shoes and the overall look of jewelry and high fashion. That's all they see when they sign up for this stuff. But then, as time goes on, the plot thickens and everything becomes very sinister. They start to see little things, and they start to get brainwashed. And if they've sold their soul and they're trying to get out, the powers that be come after them. That's just how it is. That's why Lauryn Hill wrote that song, I Get Out. Y'all should listen to that song too. It's very deep. But she talks about the music industry and the lying, and many people at first glance, when they probably heard this song, they probably thought she was talking about some type of relationship. But when you read those lyrics and you listen to the message in Lauryn Hill's song, I Get Out, you can see that it was something a lot deeper than a so-called romantic relationship gone wrong. Powers that be were basically after her, Kind of like the movie Get Out. There's a movie that was released about a month ago, and it blew up all over social media. Everyone was talking about it, But the movie Get Out, it features this black man who he wanted a white girlfriend. He got this random white girlfriend, and then they went to go visit the woman's family, and then the family began to brainwash him and trick him, and then they hypnotized him, and they were going to they basically put him under this trance-like spell in which he couldn't think for himself. His consciousness was basically sunken. His mind was in the sunken place, and he couldn't think straight. Meanwhile, they were preparing his body for another man to take over it. Another Caucasian white male. And so, I believe something like that, very similar, is going on in the music industry, which is why when you look at some of your celebrities like Nicki Minaj, who talk about these entities taking over them, Beyonce talks about Sasha Fierce coming into her when she performs on stage, and Nicki Minaj talks about the Roman taking over her body, and various other musicians and actors who talk about feelings of some type of higher knowledge or some type of immaterial being taking over their body when they're working on the set or when they're performing on stage. Bottom line, like Kendrick Lamar said, the evils of Lucy was all around him. And the evils of Lucy are around all of these celebrities in Hollywood and in the music business. And when you sell your soul, you literally sell your soul. Your soul, they take over your body with other things, man. Other spirits and other entities take over your mind. and you literally can't do anything else. You're literally bound by those contracts and soul ties and the things that they require you to do to initiate you into the success of being a part of the so-called Illuminati and everything. And that is why I personally condemn the listening to of a lot of this secular music, especially this mainstream garbage that many kids listen to today, because that stuff is just, they are pushing an agenda with a lot of this music that many of our people aren't aware of, and it's turning our people into zombies. They are being dumbed down by the music, man, and they don't understand that a lot of the musicians and celebrities that they worship have been indeed brainwashed by a higher power that is seeking to use them as pawns in destroying the masses, especially of our people. I mean, I remember I had a few people, because of the fact that I know how to rap and everything, and many people that know me who have heard some of the singles that I have made before, but I haven't necessarily released out there to the public and whatnot. They told me, man, one day, dude, you gonna blow up, man. You gonna be famous, and man, when you get famous, don't forget where you came from and all that kind of stuff, right? But I always tell them I'm not going to be a part of the music industry, because there's a lot of bogus bullcrap associated with signing a contract with these record labels. They basically give you a deal up front so that you feel excited and everything. They excite you and whatnot, and they tell you to do a couple of things for that upfront money. Then they work out the details of the contract, in which with the fine print they are literally robbing you blind. You know, you only get like 5% of the earnings from your music, and they take the other 95%. And then on top of that, you ever wonder why a lot of these celebrities have, like, I never understood it personally. Why do celebrities have sex tapes? It's like, why do you feel the need to do that? You know, and I didn't understand why every single celebrity had one, but then it kind of dawned on me that the reason why they have one is because of the fact that the powers that be, that is their initiation act. And so they basically get celebrities to do certain things, and then they record the acts on film so that if the celebrity should start acting up and basically not being controllable, that they'll have blackmail footage. So as far as I'm concerned, anyone who joins the music industry, they might think they're getting a great deal and everything, but they are actually, man, they are actually fixing to be completely and utterly, totally destroyed by this system when they sign up for that nonsense. And many artists have talked about it. You know, Bow Wow, he talked about it in his song Sell My Soul. Kendrick Lamar has talked about it. Lauryn Hill has talked about it. And the reason why certain celebrities like Prince and Michael Jackson were killed was because they were trying to buy their catalogs back. And basically they were bucking against the system, you know? And like I said, whenever you do that, crack cocaine ends up in your car, or you end up dying on some type of drugs, or you get drowned in your bathtub like Whitney Houston and her daughter Bobby Christina, and you go broke, and just a number of terrible things happen to you whenever you try to fight against this system. They use you up, then they spit you out. For that reason, I would never join them. Anyway, kind of ventured off a little bit with other topics and whatnot, relating to the topic of this video, which is the lyrical breakdown of that song that everyone's talking about. But I have some announcements. Well, I have an announcement to make. Really soon. I'm thinking maybe Tuesday. I got a surprise that I'm gonna be releasing on my channel. It's a new track of mine. I'm gonna put a little snippet of it right here for y'all to listen to.
sounds they made. Ignorance promoted by the rappers for the money's sake. My generation, all ears to musicians that only care about the.
Alright, that's all y'all get. I'm gonna release that full song with the music video on my channel here, and you all will be able to see. You'll be able to see my music. You'll be able to see my rhymes and my verses, and this is the first official track that I've actually recorded that I'm going to be releasing. So y'all can stay tuned for that. I talk about a lot of the stuff that relates to the music industry and how our people, we're just, we signed up for this mess, and basically we just throw our people under the bus completely. We get our little fame and success, and the rappers, they diss each other, and they all about their money and cars and clothes and swag and crap, and they just completely forget about the rest of us. And so the name of the song is called Letter to 2017-18. Basically, it's a letter to both the year 2017 and 2018. Basically, I want to see better music than this garbage that we've been seeing over the past few years, or should I say the past few decades, because the music has been trashed. The music industry has went to hell. And I don't see many people coming out against the garbage in song format that, a lot of the garbage that's talked about in the music industry. And so I kind of felt the need to write about this song. So I kind of felt the need to write the lyrics to this song. And I actually wrote the lyrics a few years ago, but I just didn't have the resources available to record the song at the time, But something that always stayed in the back of my mind for the past few years. And when I finally got the opportunity, I went ahead and recorded it. And so I should be releasing that in the next few days. And so until then, I will say shalom and peace to the rest of you all.